Hello and welcome to this episode of the VR Sim Wizard. Today we're going to see if it's possible to fit MonsterTech's high-end MPS-1 Blackbird sim seat to a Yaw II Pro motion simulator. Full disclosure, MonsterTech have provided this product to me in return for my efforts to integrate the seat with the Yaw II. The MonsterTech MPS-1 Blackbird sim seat is a version of their original MFC-1 Blackbird flight chair that was introduced a couple of years ago as a high-end gaming and flight seat that doubled as an office chair. Owners of dedicated sim rigs soon were asking for a version that could be mounted directly to their rig, and MonsterTech have answered these requests with the MPS-1. There are three things that set the Blackbird seats apart from almost every other seat on the market. The first is obvious to most flight sim enthusiasts: the cutout for a center-mounted control stick, which provide a much more accurate look and feel to flying aircraft with center and especially floor-mounted flight sticks. The second is how narrow the seat back is, which makes it possible for VR flight simmers to look around the seat as you would when flying a high-performance aircraft without hitting the side seat bolsters. The third item of note is the quality of craftsmanship and material and the associated price of this seat. The Blackbird MPS-1 is very well made and crafted by hand. The materials are first-rate, and it is exceedingly comfortable. The covering is specially designed high-quality synthetic leather made by European rubber and tire manufacturer Continental. Despite the lack of large side bolsters, it is very supportive, and when combined with the optional shoulder belt holder discussed later, the simmer is firmly secured in place, which is essential for use in motion simulators with huge ranges of motion like the Yaw II. So let's talk about seats on the Yaw II. Yaw VR offer a nice seat for purchase with the motion sim or available separately. It is a solid product and offers the addition of LEDs around the perimeter of the seat that can be controlled from within the Yaw VR game engine or app. In addition, many third-party seats or even seats from existing office chairs can be adapted to the Yaw II. This is the seat pan for the Yaw II. The seat is attached to this pan, and then the pan is mounted to the Yaw II via 6 slots which fit over pins on the pitch platform. More on this later. As you can see, there are 2 aluminum extrusions that come mounted on the MonsterTech seat. This mount is wider than the Yaw II seat pan, so a new mounting scheme needs to be found. Seen here, there are only 4 holes in the bottom of the Blackbird seat, which line up with the slots in the Yaw II seat pan. All holes on the Blackbird include metal inserts inside to which bolts can be screwed into. The holes near the front of the seat are needed to mount the MonsterTech center joystick mounting solution, so those are out. Of the holes near the back of the seat, the 2 shown at the top of the red box line up with the slots of the Yaw II seat pan, and the 4 at the back are used to attach the Blackbird seat back to the seat bottom. This leaves us with these 2 holes to use to attach the extrusions. I moved the 2 extrusions to the back, which is the bottom of this photo of the seat, and the 2 holes at the far back line up with 1 hole on each extrusion. The back holes can be used for inserting bolts. The holes on the other end of the extrusion will need to be drilled out to use wood screws to attach the extrusions to the bottom of the Blackbird seat. Also note the insertion of T-nuts into the channels of the extrusions, and these will be used to bolt the Yaw II seat pan to the MonsterTech extrusions. Using the PVC pipe provided, which stops the bolt and washer from falling into the extrusion, screw the bolt through to the extrusion and into the Blackbird seat bottom per the MonsterTech instructions. Drill 2 pilot holes, and using 2 number 14 2-inch long wood screws, attach the other end of the extrusion to the seat bottom. And finally, here are the 4 bolts holding Yaw II seat pan to the Blackbird extrusions. Note the arrow showing the front of the seat. Here is the large 40x40 extrusion that comes attached to the bottom of the Blackbird seat back, and you can see how far back the seat pan extends. Since the extrusions are so far back on the seat from where they were originally, and I'm using the MonsterTech center stick mount, I have allowed the seat pan to extend slightly beyond the edge of the center mount to provide support at the front end of the seat. I ran into a major issue when I tried to slide the assembly onto the Yaw II pitch platform. There was some interference that was stopping the slots from securely seating around the pins, as you can see here. It turns out the 3D printed end caps at the back bottom of the 40x40 extrusion inhibit the seat from sitting down on the seat pan. To fix this interference, I had to pull out my Dremel tool and cut some of the 3D printed cover from the Blackbird seat assembly, as well as remove the rubber cap from the square stock that is mounted to the Yaw II pitch platform. Not terribly tidy, but effective. The Yaw II is an extremely powerful motion simulator with market-leading range and speed of motion. This means the user needs to employ all possible belts and harnesses available to remain securely attached. The Blackbird seat lacks any holes or slots through which shoulder belts would normally pass. MonsterTech has developed a shoulder belt attachment accessory seen here, and new Blackbird seats come drilled for mounting this attachment panel to the back of the seat. Here we see the MonsterTech center stick mount with the VKB Gladiator NXT flight stick, a longer stick with a smaller base like those from VKB, Virpil, Thrustmaster, and others, would be even more realistic in look and feel. So, in the end, I was able to get the MonsterTech Blackbird MPS-1 seat attached to my Yaw II Pro, and it only required 2 holes being drilled into the bottom of the seat and cutting a little plastic off the back of the seat. Hopefully, MonsterTech will take what I found and be able to make some simple modifications to the design so that future purchasers and owners of the Yaw II Pro will have an easier time of it. What are my final thoughts? Well, this is a very, very comfortable seat, and it feels like I am much better connected to the Yaw II than with the OEM seat. There is a definite feeling of everything being right where it should be, and I have to admit, the Yaw II Pro with the Blackbird seat looks and feels decidedly high-end. The Yaw II OEM seat isn't a bad seat by any means. It's a solid platform with good support, and I have to also admit to loving the eye candy of the programmable LEDs. The MonsterTech Blackbird is just better. Is it worth what amounts to somewhere around a $700 premium? Well, that's very subjective. I'm primarily a flight simmer, so I find the Blackbird perfect for flight sims. Will it work for auto racing sims? Without a doubt. Sure, you don't have the massive side bolsters on the seat and the back that you have with most racing game seats, but to be honest, I have felt plenty secure in the Blackbird through every one of the amazing angles the Yaw II is able to travel to. Well, that's it for this episode of the VR Sim Wizard. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to be notified of new episodes. I'm Dennis, thanks for watching, and this has been the VR Sim Wizard.